Okay, let's do a little bit more of the authentic unpacking. So I talked a little bit in my previous video about being who you are to attract the people that will be around you. But what about your place of work, your place of employment, your job? We spend 75 to 80% of the time, if you're a full-time worker, on your job. Can you be authentic there? Oh, such a tricky question. Yes, no, maybe. That question has so many different things. Let's start with one thing. So, can you be authentic on your job? Let's go with a no. No, you can't be authentic on your job if your job doesn't match your personality. If your job doesn't match your joy, if your job doesn't match your experience, your interests, your degree, or anything like that, then no, you can't be authentic on your job because you're being fake just by being there. Well, I need money, so I have to be here. Very true. Which means you'd have to censor yourself. But in the midst of censoring yourself and in the midst of being at a place of employment that does not serve you in any other way besides finances, what's your plan for moving on? What's your plan for being in a different place? Because there's no reason why you should be at a place that doesn't serve you. Yes, we need money to pay bills. We have to provide. We want a lifestyle. But if your job isn't serving you or you can't be yourself at your job, then no, you can't be authentic. And if you were to be authentic, then you could potentially lose your job, which could hinder your chances for you being in another place. Yes, you can be authentic at your job. That must mean two things. The first thing is you have a very relaxed job and they understand who you are, and they're okay with you being there the way you are, even if it's not the job of your dreams and it's not the job that you really want. Some places of employment are just chill. It's just easy to be there. It's easy to work for them. They're great companies. The other one is you're in the right place. Could it be that you're able to be authentic because you're in the right place? Should you be happy to go to work? Why not? Let's stop and think for a minute. Are most people excited to go to their job or not? Because I'm leaning more towards, from what I can see, people are like, oh, it's Monday. I rarely see people go, yay, it's Monday. I can't wait to get to work. But does that mean the majority of us are not in our right space? Or are we blending in just because the majority is grumpy? Let that sit in. Let that sit in a little bit. Let that sink a little bit. So, if you are able to be authentic at your job, it's one of two things. You have an awesome job, or you really are in the right place to serve with. If you cannot be authentic at your job and you don't want to be there, what's your plan for removing yourself, for getting something better, for doing something better? Or why aren't you happy at that job? Because knowing why you're not happy at that job could be the reason you get happy and also could be the reason you find something better. Okay? So that's my thing about being authentic at work. We talked about friendships or relationships or situationships, whatever y'all want to call them nowadays. Yesterday and today, I just wanted to come back. I was like, we didn't talk about work because I wasn't thinking about work. But we're talking about it today about how to be authentic at work. And if it's not working at work, then maybe we should work somewhere else that works. Because unbeknownst to us, we bring that stress and drama into our personal lives because we're not able to be who we are on our job. Or we have the adverse problem where we love our job so much that we forget that, or we put on the back burner our personal lives and so our family suffers. You don't necessarily have to have a family that you created. It could be the family, like your mama's like, I haven't heard from you in weeks. And you're like, oh my gosh, mom, I'm just so busy. I'm busy at work. And she's like, oh, they making you work out of hours. And you're like, no, I love my job. It's so awesome. Hey, but everything has to have a balance, right? So you are allowed to be authentic You should be allowed to be authentic at work, but sometimes there may be boundaries, or sometimes there may be spaces where your authenticity could come across rude. What does that look like?